Comparing Netflix's All the Light We Cannot See series to the Pulitzer-winning novel. By Megan McCluskey. Updated, November 2, 2023, 3:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Originally published, November 2, 2023, 3:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Warning: this post contains spoilers for Netflix's All the Light We Cannot See. In 2014, Anthony Doerr's All the Light We Cannot See took the literary world by storm, clinching the Pulitzer Prize for fiction, dominating the New York Times bestseller list for over 200 weeks, and amassing a global readership of over 15 million copies sold. Nearly a decade later, Netflix has released a 4-part limited series adaptation of this celebrated historical epic. Doerr's All the Light We Cannot See intricately weaves the narratives of Marie-Laure LeBlanc, a blind French girl, portrayed by Aria Mia Liberdi, and Werner Pfennig, a German orphan, played by Louis Hoffmann. Their lives are intertwined by a children's science radio program crafted by Marie-Laure's great-uncle Étienne, Hugh Laurie, and her late grandfather Henri. The story unfolds across different timelines, commencing on the brink of the Allied liberation of France in 1944, with flashbacks to pivotal moments from Marie-Laure and Werner's formative years. Renowned filmmaker Shawn Levy, known for works like Free Guy and Night at the Museum, both produced and directed the series, with a script penned by Stephen Knight of Peaky Blinders and Fame. In an interview with IndieWire, Levy emphasized the importance of a limited series format to faithfully adapt Doerr's sprawling novel to the screen, saying, "Let's do it at Netflix where there will not be a mandate on runtime. There will not be a mandate on episode count. We'll do this story right. We'll do the adaptation right." The narrative of the All the Light We Cannot See book. The novel, set in 1940, follows the journey of 12-year-old Marie-Laure and her father Daniel, portrayed in the series by Mark Ruffalo, as they escape the impending Nazi occupation of Paris. They find refuge in the French port city of Saint Malo with Daniel's uncle Étienne, a World War I veteran grappling with PTSD, and his housekeeper, Madame Manic, Marion Bailey. Unbeknownst to Marie-Laure, her father carries a legendary diamond called the Sea of Flames, a precious and supposedly cursed jewel from the Paris Museum of Natural History where he works, to protect it from falling into Nazi hands. Concurrently, 14-year-old Werner, who grew up listening to Étienne's radio program, is separated from his younger sister Jutta, Luna Wedler, and enrolled in an exclusive and brutal Nazi military school, the National Institute, after showcasing an aptitude for engineering by repairing a Nazi official's radio. At 16, Werner is conscripted into the German army and tasked with locating and eradicating anti-German radio broadcasts, a role he reluctantly excels at. 2 years later, Marie-Laure and Werner's paths intersect in Saint Malo as the Allied forces bombard the city to expel the German occupation following D-Day. Marie-Laure, trapped in the attic of her great-uncle Étienne's house during the bombings, initiates radio broadcasts. Werner, instructed to trace the broadcast signal, hears Marie-Laure and faces a momentous decision. Simultaneously, Sergeant Major Reinhold von Rumpel, Lars Eidinger, a Nazi official and gemologist obsessed with the Sea of Flames, traces the gem to Saint Malo and is willing to go to great lengths to obtain it. Modifications in the Netflix series. Netflix's All the Light We Cannot See introduces changes to the fates of several key characters, including Daniel, Étienne, and Werner. In the novel, which took Doerr a decade to complete, Daniel is arrested on suspicion of treason while attempting to return to Paris in late 1940. He is sent to a German prison camp and eventually perishes sometime after 1943. In the series, von Rumpel personally tortures and kills Daniel in his pursuit of the Sea of Flames location. In both the book and the series, Daniel leaves the gem, a reputed bestower of immortality upon its owner at the cost of great suffering to loved ones, inside a scale model of Saint Malo he constructed, enabling Marie-Laure to learn her way around the city. While book Étienne and series Étienne both ultimately overcome their fear of venturing outside to aid Marie-Laure and resisting Saint Malo's German occupiers, the series takes a different path by killing off Étienne instead of having him incarcerated and eventually reuniting with Marie-Laure, as in the book. The most significant alteration occurs in Werner's storyline, which concludes in the series shortly after he rescues Marie-Laure from von Rumpel's attempt to kill her, rather than extending into the aftermath of the Battle of Saint Malo. In the book, Werner arrives in France with orders to trace the source of a French resistance transmission, only to discover that the signal is being broadcast by the same person who voiced his cherished childhood radio program. Feigning inability to detect the signal, Werner saves Marie-Laure from von Rumpel's clutches after hearing her pleas for help. From this point, the story diverges notably. In the book, Marie-Laure leads Werner to a secluded grotto in the city, where she surrenders the Sea of Flames to the ocean, which is the sole method to break its alleged curse. She hands Werner the key to the grotto gate inside the miniature of Étienne's house, which was part of Daniel's Saint Malo model. Werner ensures Marie's safety before he is captured and sent to an American prisoner of war camp. There, he falls critically ill and, one fateful night, steps on a German landmine and perishes instantly, a moment that reinforces the novel's overarching message about the futility of war. The book's conclusion spans decades, with Marie-Laure, now an elderly woman residing in Paris, regaining possession of the miniature house and key. In contrast, the series omits everything after Werner is taken into U.S. custody and Marie-Laure discards the diamond into the ocean. The series also leaves out some of the novel's more impactful subplots, such as Werner's friendship with Frederick, a fellow National Institute student who suffers severe brain damage after refusing to participate in the torture and humiliation of an enemy prisoner, a storyline that carries significant thematic weight in the book.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.